Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So, what I will do today, I will talk about Sales Cloud pricing model. It's very important that, before you go to any customer and start doing consultancy, you need to tell them about the pricing model because otherwise you're not doing a great job as a consultant if you're not going to mention the price, right? If I as an architect, sitting there will question you the first thing, right? What's the pricing model looks like? I've questioned many people in the past, right? It doesn't matter which product they bring. If you're a consultant, if you're recommending a new product, I ask them, what's the pricing model looks like, right? So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Um, and we're going to look at some of the features associated with each model. And if you're a new company, if you're a small scale business and if you wanted to use the Sales Cloud, should you go for starter suite or professional enterprise, right? So obviously, as you can see, if you're buying a starter suite, it's $25 US dollars, right? Not New Zealand dollars, not Australian dollars. It's US dollars per user per month. Professional, it's $80, and enterprise, it's 165. Unlimited, 330. Einstein plus sales, 500. This Einstein has been hyped a lot by Salesforce, so I'll just be very honest. And their AI is not really AI. I mean, because I've been in the AI industry for the past 20 years. So they're selling, a prompt engineering as an AI, which is a bit concerning, but that's what SAP is doing as well, even other companies. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Um, now, now you must be wondering, which one shall I go for, right? I mean, obviously, unlimited covers most of it, but if you're a small scale business, then I don't really think you need unlimited or Einstein or for that matter, enterprise. But let's look at it, right? It just depends what you wanted to achieve. So, compare the edition, right? If you wanted to do account, contact lead, and opportunity management, all kind of stuff, then pretty much every licensing suite covers that. Yeah. Now, if you're after, say, advanced forecast and pipeline management, then I'm afraid starter and professional is not the one because it's that $80 or $25 won't include that. So you need to either go for enterprise or higher up. Yeah. Sales engagement, conversation, the same thing. Um, Enterprise and higher up. Premium success plan, it's available for purchase. So I mean, you gotta buy it, right? It's not it's not included as a part of license unless you're buying unlimited. Generative AI, it's not a part of starter or professional, and it's not even available to buy unless you're using an enterprise. The same goes for the unified data, sales, planning, program, and collaboration. Now, if you're a business user, right, small scale business user, you might get tempted that, oh, should I use generative AI? Your question should be asking, do you have to? I mean, don't worry about Salesforce trying to sell you, right? They try to sell you many stuff. It's like every other vendor. They're aggressive in marketing. And I don't blame them because they are in the business to sell the products. And it's the right thing for them to do. And I'm not saying that's a wrong thing to do. But you as a customer should be asking whether you really need it. Don't worry about what Salesforce try to sell you. Do you really need it? And that's why you need to have somebody in your company who knows the exact requirement around business, right? And that business can be mapped to the technology, whichever choice of technology. In this case, we're talking about Sales Cloud, right? Now, let's talk about the built-in AI. Einstein Activity Capture, that's available in all the version you buy, so which is great. Einstein Relationship Insights. Unfortunately, it's not available unless you're using um, enterprise and above, right? Not enterprise, unlimited and above. But for other, like for enterprise, you can buy and buy assistance. I mean, pretty much all of the stuff I'm talking about is not included as a part of a starter license, except the Einstein activity capture, right? So I'm not going to talk about the starter one, okay? But unlimited, pretty much everything is covered, right? the conversation insight, email insight, lead scoring, opportunity scoring, right? Um, Enterprise does cover opportunity scoring, but if you want buyers, excuse me, email insight, lead scoring, you got to buy it, right? It's available for purchase. And find and progress leads. This is it gets more exciting, right? Because this one covers pretty much everything for every license suit you buy, except the lead scoring part. Lead management, assignment and routing, duplicate blocking, web to lead, mass email, email productivity. Pretty much every license you buy will cover it. The lead scoring is a bit tricky though, right? You even for enterprise you need to buy. I mean, this is a Salesforce marketing gimmick, right? I won't call it as a gimmick, it's a tech. It's a marketing strategy. They don't want to include everything in the license, right? Obviously, like I said, they're in this business for making money, right? So if someone comes to me and say, "Hey, I can get all of this using Microsoft Dynamics CRM," and if I'm not using Salesforce in my company, I would be more keen to look at the Microsoft side of things, right? So you got to, if you're a consultant, right? I mean, let's say if I'm a consultant or I'm an architect in my business, right? I will put a tech agnostic hat. I honestly don't care, your sales pitch, as long as you don't tell me if it's really going to benefit my business, right? At the end of the day, it boils down to that. So if you're a sales cloud consultant, I expect you to convince me why I should be buying it, right? If you can't, then I'm afraid I'm not going to buy these things, right? So, because I've been asked the same question once a few years ago, not on the uh, not on the sales cloud Salesforce platform, but on a different ERP system. Right? The architect was very aggressive. Hey, why do you want me to buy your product when I don't need any of this, right? So, okay. Anyways, manage customer and sales details, account and content management, opportunity management, customized sales process, task management, all of this stuff, all of the license suits will do, right? So if you want this, the starter will do the job. But if you want sales console apps, you might have to go for either professional, one custom app per org, or enterprise and above. Yeah. But if you want sales teams, then I'm afraid you can't do that using professional or starter. You need to go for enterprise and above, right? So that's why I said, and if you have more features, Salesforce meeting, you can do with professional. Um, Now, sell from anywhere, Salesforce mobile app is pretty good. So I think if you're a small business, then maybe you can get by using just a Salesforce mobile app. Or if you wanted to extend a bit, then you can go for professional one. I don't really see the need of buying an enterprise license if you're, let's say, business run by two people, right? And you wanted to use Salesforce, then I don't see the need of going for enterprise license at all. And forecast and analyze your business, then obviously you get the reports and dashboard, which is pretty good for a small business. That's pretty much available for every other license. But if you want actual forecasting, then you got to go for professional and above. Forecast mobile app, you got to go for professional and above. So it depends on your business requirement, what you wanted to achieve, right? So if you're somebody who's, like I said, small business with two employees, it often happens in New Zealand. You do a startup, like I started a startup training business, right? You start up with just with two people. It does grow now. So, and to be honest, I didn't use Salesforce for my startup. I used a different technology, and I trained people on Salesforce, which was a bit funny, which was a bit silly at the same time. But because my one of my business partner, right, she was she said, nah, you don't want it to use Salesforce, we use something else. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what something else. So we use different product, and it works very well for us, right? So and so manage your pipeline, opportunity management. You can get pretty much with every license you do buy. Um, So create track codes and orders. You can't do um, contracts and orders using starter license. You need professional. But that being said, you can do products and price books, right? You get that functionality using the starter one. Collaborate across your company. You can do files, right? That's a basic requirement. I'll be surprised if Salesforce is not willing to give user this feature. Then it's not really great, right? Case management, obviously you get with this, right? Customize, right? You can't do flow builder, you can't do flow orchestration, data storage. So pretty much it's not useful, right? On that perspective. So you can do 5 flows per org if you want to do professional. So you need to consider that if you wanted to do some kind of automation, right? Then perhaps starter suit is not really a great option. Um, Connect sales data to any app. So this is really powerful if you wanted to do an email integration with Outlook or Gmail. You can pretty much do with all of this stuff, right? So that's why it's very important that you should know about the licensing aspect and the limitation associated with it, because it's often overlooked and people don't really pay attention to that. And and it's very important for a business to know this because business needs to make an informed decision. And if you are a consultant or giving a consultancy service to any company, small scale, medium scale, or even enterprise, it's your responsibility to educate your customer about the pricing model, uh, about the products you wanted to recommend, right? Like I said, it doesn't matter Salesforce or Microsoft, it could be anything. So you might think that I'm just beating around the bush, but it's not really beating around the bush. I've seen people doing mistake, and and to be honest, I don't rate those people as a good consultant who don't really talk about the pricing model. They're just there to sell. It's a very bad consultancy in my opinion. And I honestly, right, I work as an architect as a government agency, right, and I deal with consultants. I tell them people on the face, hey, I don't need your bloody sales pitch. I need you to tell me how it's going to benefit this organization, right? That's all I care. Yes, we can talk about then based on that, and I need to know the pricing model. If you can't give me this, then I don't need you in my company to do any consultancy service. I'm pretty blunt. I have a reputation of being extremely ruthless at times. Hey, we are in the process of making money, right? We're not doing charity, so and we are paying people for this service. If you can't deliver, then I might as well find somebody else to do that, right? There's no hard feelings. This is how the thing works in a capitalist society. I tell people to get used to it. I mean, I've been told the same things, so and I've learned. So if you don't know, you should learn it, right? So that's why it's very important you understand the pricing model, right? I can't emphasize enough. It's very, very important. Not just from an exam point of view, because nobody cares. They won't ask you, hey, does it cost $50 or $80? It's nothing to do with the exam at this stage. It's to do with understanding what license will give you, what functionality, right? So that's all I wanted to cover in this episode. Hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. Adios.